Hello, hello, hello. You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. London Grammar delivered their brand new record to the world on April 16th. It's called California Soil, and it's a pretty gorgeous affair. I am pretty pleased to talk about this record. It is the third album from the trio of Hannah Reid, Daniel Rothman, and Dominic Major. If you're not familiar with them, they formed in Nottingham a little over a decade ago and put out their debut album, If You Wait, in 2013. The Truth is a Beautiful Thing is their second record that was put out in 2017. And if you're familiar with the band, there's Hannah Reid's dealt with a lot in the last few years. She's been sick with fibromyalgia, pronounce that correctly, which is an incredibly painful illness. If you're not familiar with it, it really is not a pleasant thing to have to deal with. That on top of, her lyrics have always been personal, discussing relationships and the foray that can be love. And she certainly is not any more fond of it on this record. I'm loving her brutal honesty. Lyrically, she's absolutely killing it. She talks about wanting to just forge her own path on this record, making it for her. All three of them agreed that, if no one heard this record, it wouldn't even be a big deal. But hopefully a lot of people do, because it's absolutely incredible. A lot of just rich layers, textures, drawing on a ton of different influences to create a record that has a pretty solid dance feel through the first half of it. Then it backs up a little bit, gets some good balladry towards the end, and just an all-around solid affair. 12 songs in 44 minutes. You get a nice, intro to introduce you to California Soil, which is a great lead track, title track off the album. Haunting melody from Hannah, great guitar riff in that song. Reminds me of a little bit of the, I don't know, I guess just that sultry energy of Everything But the Girl, Deserts Miss the Rain. That song at like half the speed is really what I thought of when I heard it first. Missing is a great song, reminds me a little bit of Annie Lennox, even a little bit of Sinead O'Connor. This whole record for the first half, honestly, I would say pretty much the whole way through, it kind of hit me like Rufus Du Sol when I heard Inner Bloom for the first time. Just an absolutely incredible record. It just, you're just waiting on the edge of your seat, and it's like every new sound that you hear, every lyric or whatever piece of the music it might be, just hits perfectly. It's just exactly what you wanted to hear, and it sounds so right. Lose Your Head, great energy in that song, just driven by a soft beat. Then the just song is carried by this soft ride on the snare with some brushes, builds into this big, beautiful refrain on the outro. Lord, It's a Feeling is a great, big ambient song that has the attitude, it has the lyrical attitude of You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette. And there's a lot of influence as far as early Alanis on this record that you'll hear as well. It's one of the things I definitely dug. Really drawn on Florence and the Machine as well a little bit. But I like Hannah's voice as far as just it just has this edginess that I think makes it sound, I don't know, makes her music sound so much fuller than Florence, I would argue. Album slows down with Call All Your Friends, then into All of My Love, which has this real slow, sinister ending. Fond of that. Song Talking follows that. it opens with this great piano, kind of builds into this thing that sounds like if they could have made electronic music in the Renaissance. It's very pretty, and then it ends with this big string arrangement. Pick it up with I Need the Night, and then this thing closes with America, which is just a great shoegazy ballad. It's a song about letting go, which they are from England, but they are dealing with a fair share of problems over there socially, kind of like we are here, kind of like everybody is all over the world. And I think this song delivers a great message to close out this album of. I think sadly for many people, they don't want to let go. And I think a big part of moving forward is, accepting wrongdoing and being able to just let it go and to forgive. And it's, again, a great way to close this record out. This is a beautiful affair. I'm really was very pleased with this album. Glad these three are continuing to make music after a decade. And I'm going to give this a big time vinyl, please. Like this video. I hope you find this review helpful. Subscribe to my channel and check out the live show on Sunday nights. And we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.